What it is, what it do, cyber world. It's your girl, the one and only Ash Brown, and this is the ashsaidit Show. Nearly 2,000 episodes since 2014 and growing. None of this is possible without you guys, so thank you so very much. Today, we are joined by a wonderfully talented author, Rebekah Faulk Lingenfelser. She now has this book, Unique Eats and Eateries of Savannah. Hello, Rebekah.
Hello, Ash. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. Oh my gosh, I have to say, Rebekah, I've only been to I've been to Savannah a few dozen times. Usually for work stuff, so I didn't really get to really, quote unquote, sink my teeth into some really good Savannah food. And so this book is definitely eye-opening, mouth-watering to go through. So where did the inspiration for this book come from?
Thank you so much. So it's actually a crazy story. One day I was sitting at my 8 to 5 full-time job in public relations and marketing, and I got an email from an acquisitions associate at Reedy Press, and they had found my blog online. I started a blog called Some Kind of Good in 2011. It's all about Southern coastal cuisine, and the tagline is good food and good company. That's what it's all about. And they had seen the breadth of food writing that I had done and restaurant reviews, and also my first book by the same name. And they said that we think that you would be a perfect fit for this opportunity. And the book is actually part of a national series called Unique Eats and Eateries. And so there's a Unique Eats and Eateries of Kansas, of Boston, of Chicago, and I was selected to write the one for Savannah.
That is awesome. I love that. So prior to this, Rebekah, how many of these restaurants, these eateries, have you actually been to?
I'm happy to say I've been to every single one of them in the book. But writing the book and selecting all 84 restaurants was a challenge because there are so many wonderful places to eat in Savannah. But what's unique about this book is that it really showcases the people and stories behind the food. So while it's very food forward and you're going to find some amazing, very unique dishes at a lot of these places and their best sellers and what's on the menu, you really get to know the faces that run these businesses and how they got to be in the restaurant industry, what brought them to the food world, and whether or not they grew up in the industry or whether they came from another career field and joined the food world. There's some really fascinating, inspiring stories of hardworking people who are chasing their American dream in the book.
I love that. So I would imagine that there were some restaurants, some places that maybe made it to the cutting room floor. How did you guys decide how many places to include in the book?
Yes, so I was given that number from the get-go, so that made it easy for me.
That makes it a lot easier. It does. Oh, my goodness. So and I know that this is probably a very difficult question to ask you, but I'm going to ask it anyways. What were some of your favorite eateries? I know that these 88 have like their own specific reasoning as to, why you picked this and that, but which ones stick out to you the most?
Yes, I don't mind that question because I'm real to a fault, and I love keeping it real. But I will say that this book has so many wonderful places. But now I love Southern coastal cuisine, and so I'm all about eating with what's local and in season now. And so I look for restaurants that have chefs that share that same philosophy. One of those for me is Erica Davis Low Country. It is in Thunderbolt in the small fishing village, right before you get to Tybee Island on the right-hand side. It is in an old gas station, and it used to be another caterer and restaurant there called Charlie Teeple's. But it was vacated, and Erica Davis Low Country now inhabits that spot. She and her husband, Dwight, and they are famous for their southern coastal cuisine. They have a Wausau redfish dish that they serve over grits with this beautiful white wine beurre blanc sauce. Their fried green tomatoes are incredible. They do oyster roasts all the time, and they call themselves accidental restaurateurs because they actually started to purchase that building for Erica had a catering business, and she purchased that space to do rehearsal dinners and to host her smaller parties. And during COVID, they needed a way to generate some revenue, and so they decided that they would start doing to-go orders. And then they thought, well, we have this space, why don't we just set up a few tables? And then so it became a restaurant. Yes. And they are still cranking out orders today, and now they're even expanding. So really cool story there.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. Okay. So because I was going through and it was hard for me to pick, which ones I'm like, oh my gosh, I have like a whole laundry list of places I need to go next time I'm in Savannah. But
yes.
Sandfly Barbecue.
I had more than one. I have more than one favorite. I didn't fully answer that question, so I did want to say also another great. If you love Italian food, you have to check out Bella Napoli in Savannah. It is this tiny little, almost like a hole in the wall Italian restaurant. It is doesn't have many tables, but you walk in and it's like stepping into Italy, and it's right in the heart of downtown. And they just have amazing, authentic Italian cuisine. The dim lighting and the red and white checkered tablecloths and the delicious red wine. It's just a wonderful Italian spot. Despacito's is on the front cover of my book, and that is also on the way out to Tybee. It's the headlining image on the front cover, and it is right on the Wilmington River, and it's just, you can see the water from this beautiful patio that they have out there. There's a blue and white mural that they've painted on the wall, and again, it's local seafood. It's it used to be the spot back in the day in the 60s to go and watch the NASCAR races on TV, and it was the most anticipated restaurant reopening of 2023. And so they've come in, and it's under new ownership now. The family that owned it for many years sold it, and the current owners have kept that legacy alive and continue to turn out delicious seafood, very simple and laid back, and it's just a great atmosphere.
Yes. Like I said, I've got you've created like a roadmap for when I go to Savannah. I'm going to have to spend a month there to get all the food.
You said it. That's the word. That's the word. I call this book so often that it's a roadmap for your food journey. It's almost like a passport book. You use it as a passport. Many of the readers that I've met during my book signing tour have said that they're wanting to take the book and have chefs sign it wherever they go to each restaurant, or their owners to sign the pages. I've had women to come up and say, we want to get this book for a girls' trip. And so it could really be a fun little book to, go and do and explore with.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh, there's so many places that I wanted to. I want to see if I can ask you about some of these spots that they just hit home. They just seem like they're just family oriented, which I love. Because the mom and pop shops, those are really where it's at. That's the best food. And that goes anywhere you go.
Agree.
Mom and pop stops, that is it for me. Gary Hilliard's restaurant. That one.
Carrie Hilliard's, yes.
Carrie? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a G. Yes, Carrie Hilliard's restaurant. Sorry, Carrie. But yes, I want to go into that one. What is that experience like?
Can I tell you, it is the place that my husband and I go nearly every Sunday after church. It's that down-home kind of place. It is a family restaurant. They're known for their fried chicken and barbecue. But, my favorite thing on the menu is the deviled crab. I love some deviled crab, and always get that with a baked potato and some home-style green beans with a ham hock in it. And it's just great service. It's affordable food. It's approachable. There's nothing pretentious, and it's been around for years and years. They, the lead in the book of that story is that during 2020, many restaurants were trying to come up with a drive-through or drive-in, so to speak.
Right.
But Carrie Hilliard's has been doing that since the 1960s. They still have a drive-in window where you can go up, and it's almost like Sonic, where you can drive in and park.
Right.
And they have several locations where you drive in, place your order, and many people will eat right there in the parking lot, or they'll take it to go, or you can, of course, dine inside as well. But that's what's so unique about Carrie Hilliard's.
I want to know more about the deviled. You said deviled lobster or deviled crab?
Deviled crab.
Yeah.
Yes, it's served with this in these cute little crab shells, and it's got some breadcrumbs in there and some bell pepper and fresh crab meat, and they're just warm and the perfect size. It's almost like they're already individually portioned, and they're just perfect. I just love them.
Now, and on the sweeter side of things, because I have a sweet tooth, and I love some good ice cream, Rebekah. Tell us about Leopold's ice cream. That one stuck out the most to me. It just sounds like something really amazing.
Yes. Leopold's ice cream is one of the must-visit spots when you come to Savannah. It is on busy Broughton Street, which is like a main thoroughfare downtown. And when you go in the summertime, there is a line literally on the parking lot, or on the sidewalk rather. But it moves fast, so no worries there. It's so good that so many people come from miles around. They have something like over 25 flavors. My favorite is the peanut butter chippy. It's really popular. It's like a peanut butter ice cream. And I just recently did a book signing there and had a lot of fun. It's so cool because Stratton Leopold and his wife Mary, the owners, it's Mr. Stratton's family who he learned to, he worked at the ice cream shop as a young boy and anyway carried on the family's tradition. And he's actually a blockbuster movie producer.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he produced Mission Impossible and a couple of other movies that you would know, and it's just incredible. So when you walk into the ice cream shop, you see all these movie posters, and people might wonder why, but that's the connection.
That is so cool. Oh, my gosh.
Yes. And would you believe that he came himself, Mr. Stratton Leopold? I have to give him a shout-out. He came to my book launch party for Unique Eats and Eateries of Savannah. I had a big book launch party at the end of April to celebrate the national release of Unique Eats and Eateries of Savannah. And I had emailed him during the writing process, but I had never actually gotten to meet him. He surprised my socks off. He's in his 80s. And, I mean, it was just like a local celebrity and national phenomenon. Just walks right up to my table and shakes my hand and looks me in the eye, and he said, "Thank you for including us." And Ash, I can't tell you how much that meant to me. He's a man that understands business. He's a man that understands real heart to heart, and he was just genuinely grateful, which just made me be on cloud nine for several months afterwards. So I love Mr. Stratton Leopold.
That is so sweet. Oh my God. You got all these great stories, Rebekah. I gotta go
Yes, I'm telling you, it was just such a wonderful book to write just because, I felt so much more connected to Savannah after writing it because of the people that I got to meet. And that's always what I say. After you read the book, you're going to feel that way too because you're going to get to know the people behind the food.
Absolutely. Now, Rebekah, where can people catch you at next? I hear that you're just like, you're a little bit of everywhere, lady. There's book signings, appearances. How can they catch you?
Absolutely, yes. You can catch me at Barnes & Noble in the Oglethorpe Mall location right here in Savannah on this coming Saturday, and I'll be there from 2 until 4. That's Saturday, July 13th. And then on Saturday, July 27th, it's Farmers Market Day for me. I'll be out signing Unique Eats and Eateries of Savannah, as well as my first book, Some Kind of Good, at both farmers markets, Forsyth Farmers Market from 9 to 1, and then the Richmond Hill Farmers Market from 3 to 6 p.m. And again, that's on Saturday, July 27th.
Okay, you are a busy, busy lady. I'm so glad that I got to snatch you up, even for a little bit.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for having me. It's been so much fun talking to you.
And let everyone know, what is the best way to get the book?
Oh, they can order the book by visiting my website, RebekahLingenfelser.com. But the book is available wherever books are sold. So Amazon, I always encourage you to get it locally, though. So if you're here in Savannah, there are tons of local boutiques that have the book. There's one called Proper English that's over in the 12 Oak Shopping Center next to Publix. There's several locations downtown like Dottie's Market, the Lady and Sons, Auspicious Baking Company. So many of the restaurants that are featured in the book that have gift shops carry the book as well.
Good to know. Good to know, Rebekah.
Yes.
Well, much more success to you and your team and putting out good, yummy ideas for us. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you. And I will say, Ash, one thing that makes me unique as the author of this book, I've been writing about food for, more than a decade. But I recently got my Associate of Applied Science degree in culinary arts, and I've been a private chef since 2016. So my perspective in writing about food is really from a chef point of view, and I really love to talk about the ingredients and where they come from and why they're important, and again, what's in season. And so I think people will really find that fun as well.
Definitely, yeah. I think that nowadays, especially in a post-COVID world, we're a lot more conscious about, what's around us and what we're consuming and all those different things. So that's super helpful. I definitely can appreciate that. Definitely. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face. You tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.